This lesson will cover the following topics: automatic air conditioning adjustment, air conditioning stopping and safety. Air conditioning automatic adjustment is used to stabilize the temperature inside the vehicle, whatever the external conditions. When automatic mode is in use, the controls of the air conditioning computer develop continuously and are adapted to variations in the external conditions. The computer adjusts the air conditioning according to the following external conditions: exterior temperature, solar radiation, humidity level, and the vehicle speed. To maintain the comfort level inside, the computer intervenes in the following functions: cold production in the system, blown air temperature, air circulation speed, and distribution of air in the passenger compartment. The objective of the system is to maintain a difference of several degrees Celsius between the interior and exterior, and to maintain a constant humidity level. The air conditioning computer receives signals from various external sensors. First, we shall introduce these components. The external temperature sensor provides continual information about the external temperature to the vehicle. The passenger compartment relative humidity sensor is a high-capacity type sensor located behind the interior rear-view mirror. It is linked to a microturbine to circulate the air. Its role is to measure the humidity level in the passenger compartment and to inform the computer of this. The solar radiation sensor is a photoresistive type sensor located in the center of the dashboard. Its role is to let the computer know the intensity of the sun's rays. Its resistance is proportional to the solar radiation. The ABS computer is located with the ABS hydraulic unit. Its role is to let the air conditioning computer know the vehicle speed. The semiconductor-type toxicity sensor is located at the entrance to the air distribution unit. It continuously analyzes the development in concentration of CO and NOx gases and communicates them to the computer. The sensitive component in the toxicity sensor is protected by a membrane which blocks humidity and dust but allows gas molecules to pass through. We shall look first at how the air conditioning computer adjusts the production of cold and the blown air temperature. Cold production and air mixing depend mainly on solar radiation and the exterior temperature. If the intensity of the sun's rays reaches a certain level, the solar radiation sensor communicates this to the computer. The computer activates the compressor electric control valve to produce more cold. If the exterior temperature varies, the external temperature sensor communicates this to the computer. The exterior temperature variation affects the blown air temperature instruction calculation. The computer adjusts the compressor flow and controls the mixing motors to increase or lower the blown air temperature. We shall now look at how the air conditioning computer adjusts the air ventilation speed. The air ventilation speed depends principally on the vehicle speed and the intensity and direction of the sun's rays. If the sun is shining directly onto the windscreen at a high intensity, the solar radiation sensor informs the air conditioning computer. The air conditioning computer controls the passenger compartment fan motor to increase its speed. If the vehicle speed slows down or increases, the ABS computer communicates this to the air conditioning computer. The air conditioning computer controls the passenger compartment fan motor to increase or decrease its speed. We shall now look at how the air conditioning computer adjusts the distribution of air in the passenger compartment. The air distribution depends principally on the humidity level and the intensity of the sun's rays. As soon as the humidity level reaches a certain threshold, the air conditioning computer activates the demisting flap. Subject to control by the air conditioning computer, the demisting flap directs the flow of air towards the windscreen and side windows. The air conditioning computer also affects the distribution flaps depending on the direction of the sun's rays. If the sun is shining directly onto the windscreen, the solar radiation sensor informs the air conditioning computer and more air is directed towards the demisting vents. Let us look at how external conditions affect the recirculation flap control. The air conditioning computer activates the recirculation flap in accordance with the humidity level, toxicity level, and the exterior temperature. The recirculation motor is a direct current motor with a timed supply. It is controlled by polarity inversion. As soon as the humidity level reaches a certain threshold, the humidity sensor informs the air conditioning computer, which then controls the closing of the recirculation flap. The recirculation flap is either open or closed. The humidity level can be lowered more quickly when the recirculation flap is closed. As soon as the CO or NOx levels reach a certain threshold, the toxicity sensor informs the air conditioning computer. The air conditioning computer then closes the recirculation flap to limit the entry of toxic gases into the vehicle. Depending on the external conditions, the system can adjust the actuators to attain the required level of comfort more quickly when the engine starts. If the exterior temperature is very low when starting the engine, the computer can activate the recirculation flap and additional heating to increase the blown air heat processing performance. On some vehicles, the recirculation flap is closed when the maximum air conditioning position is requested. The air then flows into the heater unit several times, which enables the requested temperature to be reached more quickly. The adjustment system can engage the additional heating, even if automatic mode is not engaged. When the vehicle is fitted with a thermoplunger device, the injection computer controls its activation and heating power when the engine starts. The engine temperature then rises more quickly. When the vehicle is fitted with an RCH system, the air conditioning computer controls its activation and heating power and stopping. Control of the RCH takes place when the engine starts and the conditions are fulfilled. Let us now look at how the system increases demisting performance. On some vehicles, if there is a high risk of misting, the air conditioning computer can engage the See Clear function. The instruction temperature must be at its hottest to use the See Clear function. The See Clear function is accompanied by the air conditioning starting automatically and the recirculation function stopping. This function activates the following components: the heated rear screen, the exterior de-icing rear view mirrors, and directs the distribution of air towards the windscreen and side windows. Some vehicles are fitted with a heat-insulating windscreen. The heat-insulating windscreen functions independently of the automatic or manual adjustment system. The heat-insulating windscreen is used to reduce the influence of solar radiation in the passenger compartment in order to lower the temperature in the vehicle interior. The heat-insulating windscreen prevents infrared and ultraviolet rays from penetrating the passenger compartment. The internal temperature is lower, which enables the air conditioning to attain the required level of comfort more quickly. In this section we covered the following points. The computer adjusts the air conditioning according to the exterior temperature, solar radiation, humidity level, and the vehicle speed. The air conditioning computer receives signals from various external sensors. Cold production and air mixing depend mainly on solar radiation and the exterior temperature. The air ventilation speed depends principally on the vehicle speed and the intensity and direction of the sun's rays. The air distribution depends principally on the humidity level and the intensity of the sun's rays. External conditions also affect the control of the recirculation flap. On some vehicles, if there is a high risk of misting, the air conditioning computer can engage the See Clear function. The heat-insulating windscreen is used to reduce the influence of solar radiation in the passenger compartment in order to lower the temperature in the vehicle interior. The air conditioning stops when the user presses the AC button or stops the passenger compartment ventilation. In automatic mode, the air conditioning stops when the operating conditions are no longer fulfilled. When the external temperature reduces, the difference between the internal and external temperature reduces, and cold air production is no longer required. In this case, the air conditioning computer cuts off the supply from the compressor clutch and passenger compartment fan. The air conditioning stops. When the pressure in the circuit is below 2 bar or above 27 bar, the refrigerant pressure sensor sends a signal to the air conditioning computer. The computer cuts off the compressor supply to prevent a leak in the circuit or the pipes from becoming blocked. When the air temperature at the evaporator outlet is below 4 degrees Celsius, the evaporator sensor informs the air conditioning computer. The air conditioning computer then cuts off the compressor clutch supply to prevent the evaporator from accumulating ice. In automatic or manual mode, the injection computer can stop the air conditioning to prevent the engine from overheating. The air conditioning computer cuts off the compressor supply under the following conditions. The engine temperature sensor informs the injection computer when the engine temperature exceeds the engine overheating threshold. The full load or major engine fault signal is sent to the computer. In automatic or manual mode, the additional heating systems stop when the operating conditions are no longer fulfilled. The injection computer can stop the additional heating system when the engine speed or battery voltage reach a certain level. The boiler supply is cut off in the event of an accident thanks to the airbag computer. The airbag computer informs the injection computer when a collision has taken place. Let us look finally at testing air conditioning adjustment. Regulated air conditioning has an operational test or a computer test. Only the regulated version control panel can be checked using the tool. On manual adjustment versions, the control panel cannot be checked using the fault-finding tool. However, the air conditioning function test is operational. In this section, we covered the following points. In automatic mode, the air conditioning stops when the operating conditions are no longer fulfilled. In automatic or manual mode, the injection computer can stop the air conditioning to prevent the engine from overheating. In automatic or manual mode, the additional heating systems stop when the operating conditions are no longer fulfilled. Regulated air conditioning has an operational test or a computer test.